Good morning, it is 7:01 on Friday, March 5th, and welcome to the Morning Announcements. I am your host, Nightcat, and I am so excited you're here. Are you ready for the weekend? Because I sure am. I'm gonna sleep for 3 straight days. I do want to send a very special shout out to Brienne Roberts. It is her birthday today. Hi, Brienne. Thank you for watching. I always appreciate it. Have a very happy birthday. If you have something special coming up or anything like that, or if you just have something that you want to talk about with me, the number for that is 601-557-CAT1. That's 601-557-2281. You're gonna want to text that number right now because later on, we're gonna be playing the Prize Pond. The Prize Pond is a live game show where you can win prizes. All you gotta do to get into the running is text your first name to 601-557-CAT1. That's 601-557-2281. I might call you here in a few minutes to play a game with us live. Ugh. Okay, it's Friday. And when I was a kid, the best part of Friday, I loved show and tell. I didn't love school all that much when I was little, but I loved show and tell because I got to show off all of my cool stuff. And I do a lot of thrift store shopping, so I thought it would be kind of fun if we started a show and tell Friday situation where I showed you some of my recent thrift store purchases. Oh, there we go. So this is actually, the bag itself is not a thrift store find. That's one I bought from Angela on 90 Day Fiancé. But it's one of my favorite bags because it's gigantic. It says I can tote it. And if you're a fan of 90 Day Fiancé, you understand why that's so funny. All right, starting first with these puppies. Okay, so there's something that you need to know about me. One of my most favorite movies of all time is the Flintstones movie, the live action one, starring John Goodman, Rosie O'Donnell, Rick Moranis, Elizabeth Perkins. It's incredible. I am obsessed with this movie. It's probably in my top 5, honestly. Mean Girls, Jurassic Park, the Flintstones, the Scooby-Doo live action. I'm actually gonna have to write all these down at some point because I can't get enough. But genuinely screamed when I found these at the used toy store. So we got our little Pebbles. We've got the Pebbles. That's Pebbles. We've got Rosie O'Donnell's Betty Rubble. Rosie O'Donnell. God bless her. My friend Derek also got me recently a Rosie Barbie from the thrift store, but I accidentally left her at a friend's house. So I can't wait to show you that one too. We got Bam Bam. He's got some sort of pet dinosaur. Here we've got Fred Flintstone. This is when he's a business executive. He stole Barney Rubble's test scores and he got promoted. That's why he's wearing such a fancy suit, because otherwise Fred's not a fancy guy. And then, of course, his wife, Wilma. I love these. These are too much. I can't take it. So, that was the first show and tell find. Then, okay. Check this out. This is Jurassic Park on VHS. Now, I know what you're thinking. Nightcat, who cares about VHS, right? Nobody's still watching a VHS. Well, I took it, and I made a few modifications here. There we go. Come on, buddy, get in there. I put some LEDs in it, and now they are lamps. I have been building these little VHS lamps. My dream is one day to sell them on like Etsy or maybe even like the Nightcat merch store or something. But mostly they're just really cool, and they have a bunch of different settings. Ooh. If it stays plugged in. Running power to the middle of the kitchen is not an easy thing, can I just tell you? That's not the remote. There's the. So you can pretty much decide, you can pick different patterns. You can just leave it on one color. I think Jurassic Park looks great in red, personally. But the best part is, there's one that syncs to the sound. So when I talk, it changes a bunch of colors. Isn't that really fun to watch? Oh. So anyway, if you see old VHSs, they're not garbage. You can still do really cool stuff with them. And then, one more to show you. Hold on, let me just pack her up nicely. I don't want anything bad to happen to her. She's great. And finally, this one was incredible. I got this one on the shopgoodwill.com. I talk a lot about the shopgoodwill.com. The shopgoodwill.com is where Goodwill sells all the stuff that's like, they know they can get a little bit extra for, but just maybe not in the store, so they do it online auction style. I've wanted one of these forever. This is the T-Rex hand puppet from Jurassic Park, The Lost World. Now, he has a little voice box in the top of his mouth that does not work, so I'm going to try to fix that a little bit because I love to hear him roar. There's a little button in here, and he's like, let me tell you something that's really frustrating about Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park is one of the most incredible movies. The Lost World was a heap of trash, and yet The Lost World has all the best merch. This is a Lost World merch. The Jurassic Park merch was early, and I don't think they realized how much they could have made off of merch, because they didn't make a lot of really cool stuff. Lost World, however, they really got it together, and they made these incredible hand puppets. I love him so much. Anyway, if you ever see anything cool at the thrift store, I would love if you just sent me a picture of it. I'd love to see the cool stuff at the thrift store. I'm actually part of a Facebook group called Weird Secondhand Finds that just had to be shared on, basically everyone just goes in and they take pictures of all the cool stuff that they found at thrift stores and whether or not they bought them, where you can find them, blah, blah, blah. It's great. Would highly recommend. Okay, that is Morning Show and Tell. Thank you so much. And that brings us over to the news, the Morning Mews. This is very exciting. Quiet Place star Jon Kasisnski has finally, and director and writer, and you know, it was his whole baby, Jim from The Office. If you don't know, A Quiet Place was scheduled to have a sequel, and it was supposed to drop sometime last year. Well, coronavirus really put an end to a lot of those dreams, didn't they? Basically what ended up happening is the movie got pushed until September. Well, yesterday, Jon Kasisnski made this huge announcement that because Fast and the Furious 9 is getting pushed to June, it was originally scheduled for May, A Quiet Place 2 will now officially hit theaters in May. So if you've been looking forward to a new spooky, scary movie that, because I love the spooky scaries, they're like my favorite genre, but nothing good has come out lately. Oh my gosh, everything's been trash lately. Get ready, because May 28th, that's the date that Jon Kasisnski announced yesterday. Okay, Adam Levine was doing an interview with Apple Music when he said, quote, there were other bands, when Maroon 5 started, there were other bands. And then he goes on to say, I feel like there just aren't any bands anymore. So, naturally, the thousands of bands that currently exist who are not Maroon 5 decided that they needed to do something. So they took to Twitter and they just started trolling him, and he has been getting hate all week from this because he just, granted, said something very stupid, but I don't know. I think it might have been taken out of context. I want to give the guy the benefit of the doubt, but he did say something very stupid. You don't sit there and say, I'm the most important band, so there must not be other bands. That's ridiculous. Eve 6, the band Eve 6, they're the Show Got a Ride. I don't know any of the lyrics. They say them so fast, but look up Eve 6. You'll know who they are. There are like 500,000 bands, and we all think you're a nerd. Which I thought was the best response out of any of them. Dreamers, the band, says Adam Levine complaining that there are no bands is like the CEO of Starbucks complaining that there are no more local coffee shops. Yeah, there are. They're just not Starbucks, bud. That's what that means. I know it's hard to see things that aren't you, but you gotta try. Ithaca, the band, says, we're just Maroon 5 now. So solid rebranding there, because apparently Maroon 5 is the only band that matters. And Close Down said, Adam Levine just canceled us. Can he do that? We had a good run. No more bands. Pack it up. Let's go. So Adam Levine, careful. You know everyone's already mad at you all the time. You gotta watch what you say, man. Edie Falco. If you don't know Edie Falco, she is Nurse Jackie. Nurse Jackie, she is set to play, she also played in The Sopranos, but I only watched like 3 episodes of The Sopranos, so I know her mostly as Nurse Jackie. She is set to play Hillary Clinton in Ryan Murphy's American crime story, Impeachment. I am dying for this series. It keeps getting pushed. If you don't know, American Crime Story is a lot like Ryan Murphy's American Horror Story. Every season's a little bit different, and they focus on like a big American crime. So they did, the first one was OJ, The People versus OJ, which was exceptional if you haven't watched it yet. And then they had Johnny Versace, which I actually liked even more than OJ. So I was jazzed to find out that they were doing the Bill Clinton impeachment scandal. Last year was supposed to be the release date. Of course, it got Corona pushed, and there just hasn't been really any updates since. Well, now we do officially know Edie Falco has been cast to play Hillary Clinton, even though the FX executives have all said Hillary Clinton won't have a big role in the series. You don't hire Edie Falco to do something just real quick. Hi, I'm Hillary Clinton. Yes, she can. And then run away. Edie Falco demands better. She deserves better. We all owe her better. Nurse Jackie also. If you're looking for a binge, Nurse Jackie. Very, very good. And finally, it has been a rough year for the movie industry. Now, it's hard to feel bad for a bunch of billionaires who play pretend for a living, but that also means that we're not getting very good movies these days. And that all might turn around starting today. New York City, and New York in general, has released a statement saying that movie theaters can open to limited capacity starting now, which may not seem like a big deal to us because our movie theaters never really closed, but they've been shut down in New York for a year. No one's even had the option to go see movies. And that really puts a hamper on the type of stuff that Hollywood will release, because Hollywood's basically looks at two markets in America. They look at LA and they look at New York. And if those two places are doing well, then they're willing to take some more risks. They're willing to, try a little more out. But if those places are not doing well, they won't release anything because they know it's going to tank. So we have not had anything good drop in a long time because New York movie theaters have been closed for a long time. And again, the movies that they've been dropping are garbage, except for Promising Young Woman. If you have not seen this movie yet, it's so good. It was honestly like one of the best movies of the year, and I feel like no one talked about it. It's about this woman who goes out to bars and she takes men back to their place, and when they start getting a little handsy, when they start doing things they're not supposed to do, she gets revenge. Don't take the kids. But if you and your friends, your spouse, your whatever, want to go see it, it is top notch. And that is the Morning Mews. There we go. Moving on now, I would like to quickly thank some Patreon patrons. Patreon, if you don't know, is an awesome service where you can help keep Nightcat on the air. We can't do this without you, without your support, without the support of viewers like you. What is this, a PBS telethon? But it's true. This is a lot of work. This has been a huge undertaking being able to do this every day. And I can only do it because I'm starting to get some financial support from people who are watching it, who are loving it, who decided that they wanted to support it as well. I've got two tiers. We've got the $3 tier and the $5 tier. You can look up what you get with each of those at patreon.com/Nightcat Show. But I wanted to quickly thank a few of our patrons, including Lacey Snow. Lacey, thank you so much. Lacey joined, and she went a little above and beyond, donating a little bit more than what I was asking for every month. So thank you, Lacey. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Next we have Adi Segovia. Adi and I went to nursing school. We went to CNA school together, and it was, she is one of the funniest people I've ever met in my entire life. Her and her husband gave me my very first dining room table for my first apartment. So thank you for that table. It lasted a very long time. It was great. Next, we got Barb D'Arco. Barb used to be the leader of PFLAG. I worked with her at the Parents and Friends of Lesbians and Gay. It was the Ogden chapter. And she was and is and always will be just the loveliest person. I love you, Barb. Thank you so much for being a patron. Next up, we've got Gabby Christie. Thank you, Gabby. Haley Guyman and Heather Hemmert. I couldn't do it without you. I really appreciate everything that you've done for me. Thank you. If you'd like to get on board, again, patreon.com/Nightcat Show. Alrighty. I think it is time then to move over to Why You Shouldn't Eat Your Boogers. I read out of this one on Monday. This is a book that I found at the thrift store for $2. And it just contains a bunch of gross facts about your body that I think are very interesting. or about people's bodies. But did you know, this is horrifying, that King Henry VIII had a butt-wiping servant? He literally hired someone to wipe his butt for him. Now, apparently the Tudors believed that the king was so important, everything had to be done for him, including wiping his bum, which was done by the groom of the stool. That is literally what they called this position. They were the stool groom, which is a really fancy way of saying professional butt wiper. Which is also what I felt like when I was in CNA school. I was the groom of the stool. This position was an extremely prestigious job and paid well. Well, yeah, it should. It really, really should. However, it did carry some risks. When Henry was looking for an excuse to get rid of his second wife, Anne Boleyn, in 1536, he accused his groom of the stool of committing adultery with her and had him executed. I don't know if that's true. Maybe they had an affair, maybe they didn't. But I'm just saying, if you're the queen, you have options other than the royal butt wiper. Because it doesn't matter, and I get it, listen, that job had to be done. Guy was poor, he just took the job. I'm not shaming him for taking that job, but what I am saying is that anytime I was holding that guy's hand, I would just think about him, you know, taking care of my husband in the way that he has to take care of my husband, and I would not be able to commit adultery. So I'm actually kind of on Anne Boleyn's side. I'm actually really on Anne Boleyn's side with most everything that happened to Anne Boleyn, but especially on this one, I don't think it happened. Let's check the chats. Let's check listener mail. Crin F says, morning. I tell everyone about the show like you're my best friend that I've never met. Thank you so much for watching and for supporting. Marissa, good morning. Doggone T, good morning. Katie, Sadie, good morning. Olivia, it's your birthday too, Olivia. Happy birthday! Thank you so much for watching and for being a patron and for buying merch and just being lovely. I hope you have an awesome birthday. All right. Wow, is that really it? I just feel like this is going so quickly all the time, every morning. I guess it's time then to get into the prize pond. Prize pond, if you don't know, is the part of the show where we get into the fish tanks behind me. I've got 2 prizes, and I'm going to call one of you at 601-557-CAT1 who has texted me your first name, and maybe you can win a prize. Mystery scroll, mystery scroll. Okay, let's see. Let's call this person. All right, I might be calling you right now. Ringing, 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 ringing.
Hello?
Hi, is this Jessie?
Yeah, it is.
Jessie, it's Nightcat. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Jackson?
I am so stinking good. Are you ready to play Prize Pond?
I sure am.
Let's do it. All right, have you seen us play Prize Pond before?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, so but you know that behind me, I have got a fishing pole and a fishing net, each of them containing a fabulous prize. I have to ask, would you like the hook or the net?
Let's go with the net.
You want to go with the net? Awesome. Okay, getting up here. Ooh, we got a wiggler! We got a wiggler! And it is. Oh, it's a nightcap plushie with a handmade nightcap button. So cute. Are you on the YouTube so you can see her?
I am, and she looks so cute.
She is so cute, right? Cute. I love their little happy faces with the little whiskers. I just can't get enough. Now, she is very cute, and she could be yours. Unless you want to switch to the hook. I'm going to ask you, would you like to switch to the hook?
No, I want to keep the two.
You want to keep the plush? She's keeping it? All right. Well, I think it's only fair to still show you what you would have won. Would you like to see what you would have won on the hook?
Sure.
All right, let's see here. Oh, no. My fishing pole is a mess. All right, there we go. Ah! You would have won yourself a bumper sticker that says, Mrs. Norris is watching you. Are you a Harry Potter fan?
Not really, but...
Oh, well, good. Then you got the proper prize. I will get that plushie in the mail for you. I will text you a little bit later for your address. What are you up to this morning?
I'm just on my way to work right now, just driving.
Oh, cool. What do you do for work?
I work at a daycare in Salt Lake.
Very nice. Well, good luck. You're much more patient than me. A group of children is like my worst animal. It's so stressful to even think about.
Oh, they're very testy sometimes, but you just gotta love them.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for being fantastic and for playing Prize Pond on Morning Meowncements. Have a good day.
Awesome, thank you so much.
See you later. If you would like to play Prize Pond, we play every weekday morning, and the morning announcements start at 7, so usually around like 7:20-ish, 7:30-ish, and you can win really cute stuff. Like this stuffed kitty. I'm going to be getting these on the merch store. I also think I might be getting some of those VHS lamps that I made out of the old VHS tapes. I might be selling those on the merch store. Let me know if you would buy any of that, or if you're even if you even have some other ideas for the merch store that you'd like to see. The number for that is 601-557-CAT1, 601-557-2281. Text me anytime. All right, before we go, I do want to quickly plug a couple of other things. Number 2, I've talked a lot about this merch store. Check it out. I got my new sweater. I know that our friend Katie, who's watching right now, Katie also got the same sweater yesterday. I love it. It's so cute. But we've got lots of other options. Nightcatmerch.com is the place to go for that. All of the purchases help keep this show alive. So please, please, please go check something out if you like it. And then we also have our Patreon, patreon.com/nightcatshow if you would like to donate. And you can find every episode of Morning Announcements and Nightcap with Nightcat, plus the upcoming true crime series Curiosity Killed Nightcat, on the podcast Nightcat Radio. Look for Nightcat Radio on your favorite podcast directory. You can click the link in the description of this video. It's called Linktree/Jackson Witt. You'll see it down there. If you click on that, it will take you anywhere you need to go. All of my social medias, the prize pond, registering for the prize club, anything else, Linktree. It's down in the description of this video, and if you're listening to the podcast, it's also in the podcast. Have a great weekend. Take care of yourselves. Be nice to yourself and everybody else. We're gonna end things off with about 3 minutes of fish. Here you go. Bye.